Pardon?
Are you in some kind of sound room?
No, this is an artificial background. Let me explain this background.
Okay, that's a pretty good one.
You know what this is from? That's a pretty good one.
That's not bad. No.
You know what it's from?
Inside some kind of gosh, I don't know.
Have you ever seen the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Is that what this is inside the
You heard about the monolith in Utah, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I made this my
Where is there one now?
Monolith, yeah.
I'll be dang.
That's just for tonight.
Well, yours are actually pretty good because usually backgrounds I see the flame on the head always flying around. You know what I mean?
No, I have a hole in my head.
The backgrounds, exactly.
Okay, so let me introduce you to the group. Now that we have both recordings running.
Cool.
Hey everybody,
right
welcome back for our last class. We're not covering any new material tonight, but we do have a guest speaker tonight. This is Don Williams, professor from Fresno State. He teaches a class called Physics Outreach, and a lot of students from my class who end up going to Fresno State do take his class. And unfortunately, we couldn't get any of them online tonight, but we got Don himself. So I'm going to hand everything over to Don. And Don, go ahead and tell us about that program.
You got it, guys. So hopefully you guys can see. See, I got my Santa hat on even tonight, right? Because that's part of what we do is we try to make science seem like Santa Claus all the time, right? I mean, a lot of you guys I know, because I teach a natural science course out of Fresno State like Roger does, and you guys are afraid of science. I know you guys. You guys are thinking, oh, man, that's scary stuff, man. But you know what? If you make it fun, it's cool as hell. Because you guys get on YouTube and you've seen things. You go, wow, is that real or not? Well, if you really understand science, then you can tell if it's like real or made up or whatever it is, right? But it's just a magical thing because science is nothing more than the universe. It's everything we see and do, right? All the stuff that you do and see and react to and everything, it's all in there. Now, of course, I think the ultimate science, and I know for a fact, matter of fact, the ultimate granddaddy science of all is physics. It's the big one. It's the giant science. All the other little piddly sciences, and there's lots of them, they're all underneath us, you know, from a anthropology down to zoology, right? You guys can imagine hundreds and thousands of sciences, right? Maybe not that many.
Don, let's keep this respectful now.
You got it. Now these guys are we're the big giant one. So what we do is all nothing but physics, all the stuff we do and teach. And what we've learned is they teach you in education. I know, guys, because you guys are education majors. They teach you all. They think they've got all the magic methods of teaching. Well, we've been doing the magic method in physics for a long time, and you guys now present day call it scaffolding. We call it building it up. We everything we teach has to build up. It just doesn't come out of thin air. You know, science builds up everything we've always done, and so that's the way we've taught. So the way we teach you how to teach physics, you'll be able to do it anywhere, any subject, even grammar, right? You could use this methodology. Now, the beauty of my course is that it's so much different than any course, not just at Fresno State, folks, but everywhere, is that you actually become a teacher. Now, with this COVID, it's been kind of hard. We haven't got to go to many places like we usually do. But Roger, I don't know if he's emailed you that flyer, but the flyer tells you the way the course is run is we have a lecture one night a week, which is 2 hours. And that's where we learn the lessons and learn about the physics and practice. And then you have a choice between 2 different laboratory sessions. One is on Wednesday morning and one is on Friday morning. They're 3 hours. And that's when we go out and actually teach. So we have a van and a trailer. They look cool as all get out, got the big giant word of physics on the side in Fresno State and so forth. And we go to the school, and inside that trailer is 2 carts full of all kinds of great physics demonstrations and lessons. And we roll them right into the classroom. See, that's the difference, folks. This is absolutely unique about our whole program is that, you know, you hear about outreach where they bring the kids to school, right? They'll bring the fifth graders in to see the planetarium and all that. That's cool. And don't get me wrong, that's a very good thing. But we roll our unit right into their home, right where the kids are going to be learning, right? And so they feel comfortable. They're already in their learning environment. And so you as a teacher, you're going to teach to them. And the beauty is that some of you guys want to teach kindergarten all the way up to high school, which is kind of scary. I agree. Even junior high is tough. But the bottom line is I go to all different grades. So you're going to get to teach everything. You're going to teach to preschool. I can't believe I've learned all kinds of stuff now, guys. There's pre-K, TK, all these stuff. I just thought it was kindergarten, right? There's guys even littler than that, all the way up to college students. Yeah. Like normally what we'd be doing if it wasn't COVID, Roger and his class would be coming out to Fresno State and we'd do outreach tonight. And you guys would all be watching it happen. Absolutely. It just so happened that with this thing going on. But anyway, the good news is don't forget the vaccine is 95%. Super exciting, super exciting. Can't wait. We're all going to be back to normal, guys. About 6 months. I'm serious. We really are. We're going to be back to normal because you get vaccinated and then you go back to hugging and kissing and loving. And we all like that, don't we? Oh my gosh, that's the hardest part for human beings is to be away from each other. In the physics department, man, I mean, we were always like around each other all the time. It's hard to do. But anyway, to get sidetracked, the class, you're going to go in and you're going to really teach. And you're going to really teach a lesson. And you're going to have the coolest lesson. And you're going to learn how to teach. Not just by observing. See, that's the problem with a lot of the education classes. You go in and watch some other guy teach, which is good too, and you just kind of write some stuff down and everything else. You don't do it. This is where you really do it. And I know what always happens. I watch it every semester. The beginning of the class, the students come in and they're a little scared. And I understand that because they're going to get in front of a brand new class they've never seen before, and they're going to teach something to them that they're even a little bit edgy about teaching, right? They go, man, do I really understand this, what I'm teaching? And of course I understand that. And when you first start teaching, it's nothing but a blur, believe me. You don't even know what really happened, right? You come out and you go, wow. But then I'm not kidding you. It's amazing to watch it depends on the person. You all go at different levels. Is sometimes maybe a third of the way semester, halfway through the semester, you guys are rocking and rolling as teachers. I mean, you are ready to teach. I'm serious. You just tell Don to get the heck out of the way, right? Elbow me out of the way. And you said, hey, I'll get up here and show these kids what's going on. And it's amazing the confidence that you will gain. And it's just like riding a bike, like you'll never forget. Once you get this confidence where you can get in front of anybody and teach physics, guys, don't forget, you're teaching physics to people. It's pretty impressive, right? What you do that, you can do anything. You can go talk to anybody. You will have no problem with confidence. Every subject, right? Science and all this stuff. And what they've done is they've made up all these games and made up natural science and physical science and all these games. But guess what? It's all physics, guys. And then you apply it to different areas, right? Like geology and different things like that. So what you will be doing in this class, and here's the other good news now, if you take it next semester, we still got this going on. It's presently a 3-unit class, but if you do it next semester, we're going to have an additional 1 unit of research, we call it, a 190 course. So you'd actually get 4 units for the class. Okay, so that's what's definitely going to happen next semester. Now, I don't know if some of you guys are ready to come into Fresno State the next semester, but if not, the following semester, I'll be there too. I will be there too. All right, I think that gives you guys kind of an overview. The class is, like I say, going in and teaching. You're going to go to all different kinds of schools and events. And we go to hospitals too. We go to, we do TV. Matter of fact, that's a very good point, guys. Google, because I know how good you are, get on YouTube and just look up Fresno State Physics Outreach. You'll see some of the stuff. It'll be that simple. You'll see some of the stuff. All right, now I'm going to be quiet for a little bit because I know some of you guys must have a question about something.
Yeah, I saw somebody raise their hand. So go ahead and unmute and ask.
Go ahead. Do I have to unmute them or they do themselves?
No, they should unmute themselves.
That's what I thought. I could ask them this. I could do this. Could I say Daniel and unmute him and say, Daniel, tell me your answer? Danielle?
Hey, Don, while we're waiting for the question, maybe you can describe, because I've seen you in action. I've seen you outside my office at State. You're actually operating during COVID, but you're doing it in a safe way.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly true. That's a very good point, Roger. We have got special permission to have face-to-face class at Fresno State. And of course, there's not a lot of that going on. Believe me, we are like one of the few there. But what we do is we obey the rules. You know, it's not that hard, guys, to wear a mask, right? I got mine in my pocket, right? To wear a mask, it's not that hard, huh? Wear a mask, right? Keep your hands washed. We got the spray and deodorizer, the sanitizer stuff, right? And still keep distance. People got to remember, even when you got a mask on, still got to keep distance, right? So we've managed to do it in this kind of situation. So my students show up for class like on Thursday night. They'll be there tomorrow night. Actually, tomorrow night's last night. That's party night. They'll show up. They'll have their masks on, right? And what will happen is we will been doing stuff until recently outside. That was another thing. Everything we were doing was outside. We had masks on, social distance, and outside. Everything was. But that's kind of got cold, right? It's a little bit cold. So now we've kind of spread out in the lecture hall and keep our masks on. So we're doing it that way. Because I'll be honest with you, when you're indoors, guys, be careful. It's a whole lot different than outdoor. Whole lot. Figured that calculation out one time, how the volume of air in a certain space outside compared to how fast it mixes. It'll blow your mind. But anyway, we do it safely, and we'll do the same exact thing next semester. You guys will come, you'll wear a mask, and then when you guys unload the trailer, the same thing. We have rubber gloves too. And actually this semester, like Roger said, we would manage to go to maybe 6 or 7 schools, something like that. We actually went to one very early, a few of them out in the country. You know how they're a little bit out there, and they're not really under all the jurisdiction. And as long as we always went outside, we never went inside. Always did the thing outside. And that's another thing. We're very versatile. With our 2 carts, we can go anywhere. And we did things outside. That way we shoot water rockets off. We went to, and we did the TV thing. Now that was inside because it was a studio, but there was just a couple of us. We couldn't have all the students in there. But everything was real safe, guys. So that's a definite. It's a face-to-face class next semester. And then the following semester, we'll be able to hug each other too, right? Guaranteed. I'm excited about that. Well, who wants to pop up a question, man? You must have a question like what grade do you teach, or how do you have to write a ton of papers, or do you have homework every day? Who's got a question like that? So you guys are all shy. You take my class, you won't be. I guarantee you won't be. I guarantee you. So what? Could I do this myself? Let me see if I can try that. No, I can't unmute Danielle. I'm just going to go out. Danielle, can you unmute and talk to me? There she is. Come on. Let me see it. Oh, it's Danielle. I can't see her face. See?
Oh, yeah, Daniel. There you go.
There, Daniel.
Hey, how's it going?
Really good. So, Daniel, what grade do you want to teach?
I want to teach probably around 3rd, 4th grade.
You know what? 3rd grade is my favorite, bud. I mean, since I've been doing this, that's my favorite grade. You know why? Because 3rd graders are not only getting pretty smart by then, but they're still excited. They're still excited about learning. They haven't been turned off to learning. Because hell, by the time they get to 6th grade, man, it's a whole different ballgame, right?
Yeah, I know. My daughter's 6th grade right now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And what cracks me up is we talk about, well, we need high school physics teachers and all this stuff. By the time they get to high school, it's too late, baby. It's too late. They're already set in their ways. We need kindergarten physics teachers, Daniel. That's what we need. Teachers.
I would always thought that would be too young for the little kids.
Well, that's what you'll find out. You find out. Google some of the YouTube stuff we've done. We go to pre-K. Let me tell you what, Dan, these kids learn faster than my college kids, 10 times. Those little kids absorb. Did you say you have kids?
Yes, I have one daughter.
Oh, how old is she?
She's 11.
Okay. Do you remember when she was real little, how fast she learned?
Oh, yes, I do.
Everything.
Yep.
You couldn't get away with nothing, huh? They just absorb it. And they're excited about learning. That's our big problem is we get them excited, but then we don't have the teachers to teach the proper method of science. And science teaches you critical thinking, right? So you can actually understand the world and don't get fooled by YouTube videos and stuff like that. Exactly. All right, Daniel, I won't bug you anymore. I'm going to go to Sarah. Thanks for talking to me, bud. Sarah, go ahead, Sarah.
Hi.
What grade are you going to teach?
I want to teach kindergarten or 1st grade.
See, there you go. I'm telling you, man. Have you been in kindergarten classes and?
Yeah, I have. I work with a bunch of kindergartners, so yeah. I'm around
What
them.
school are you? What school are you at right now? Are you at a school or a?
Yeah, right now I'm with USD and I'm at Woods Elementary.
Oh yeah, Wood, sure, absolutely. Well, awesome, man. That's great. So, what's your plan? I mean, how far are you along? Are you about to get out of Fresno College and come over to us guys, or not?
Well, I'm actually right now, I'm just taking a class this semester at Fresno City, but I also go to Fresno Pacific.
Oh, you do? Okay. Is that where you're going to ultimately get your degree from?
My bachelor's, yeah, but I was hoping to go to Fresno State for my credential program.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. We'd love to have you. That'd be great, man. So when you teach little kids, like you've been around kindergartners and first graders, have you also found that they learn incredibly fast?
Oh yeah, they do.
Don't they?
They're
Oh
listening.
my.
When you think they're not listening, they are.
Oh, and if you get them entranced, they learn quickly and they want more, don't they? You're just going to keep feeding them if you can, huh?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. That's why we have to train you guys how to teach science. See, all the teachers now, they've always talked they've talked about since I was in high school, guys, that we need high school physics teachers, and we do. Granted, we do, but we need, like I said, over and over again, we need like our K through 6th. It's like one of the most important chunks of learning, because remember, I've been teaching college guys for a long time, and I get kids from America, and I get kids from all over the world, right? Everybody agrees? And my kids from America struggle in what? Math and science. Is that true, guys? Absolutely. It's a common fact. Roger knows, he's been teaching 100 years too. It's a common fact. So I see it all the time. Do the other countries teach science and math to their kids? Yes. Yes, because the teachers are able to do that. Absolutely. All right, I bugged Sarah enough. Thanks for talking to me, Sarah. Let's get Sandra up next.
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. You're smiling too, huh? So what grade are you going to teach?
I'm planning to go for third and fourth grade. But I have worked with little kids too, and I know they're fabulous.
Aren't they fabulous?
Yes, I like their enthusiasm when they work. Maybe I will go just to those smaller graders. Kids that I really like how they work. I actually, when I was doing my lesson plan this week, I have kids from all kind of ages, and they love experiments. They love to.
Yeah, if I could just say something real quick, I saw a lot of the videos today. I was doing some grading, and many of you are doing a fantastic job on those videos.
Very good. So do you have them doing a lesson of some type on these videos?
Oh, yeah.
You're doing? Mm-hmm. Very good, guys. That's great, man. That's fantastic. So Sandra, what did you see, man? You saw them like just they absorb like you can't believe, huh?
They do. They like to do work on hands, and I think that more by experimenting they can absorb more than just listening to a lecture, which I know is good, but just getting on hands is better.
You nailed it. We actually call it hands-on. We use the hands first, but that's the truth. Hands-on learning is the key. When you touch it and feel, there's so many things you can't touch and feel on YouTube, right? I mean, go try to learn how to swim on YouTube. You'll probably sink to the bottom, right? So anyway, you're absolutely right. The hands-on, and they want a hands-on. That's why, can you imagine trying to keep kids, when they were talking about putting masks on kindergartners and keeping them separated? My God, no, we just got to get a vaccine and let everybody go back like this, right? Mm-hmm. Because kindergartners react. That's what you want people to do, right? You want them different, reacting and learning. And you'll probably also, since most of you guys have been in classrooms, the disparity in the cognitive skills of the kids and their knowledge from what they picked up from parents and stuff is vast. It's huge. The disparity. So that's what you always have to deal with as a teacher is you got some, and I'll guarantee you this is one more little quick thing, guys. Every single classroom we've ever gone into, I don't care where it is, and we've been all over the valley. I'm serious, guys. I bet I've been to 500-600 schools. There's probably 1,000 schools though in the valley, and every single classroom has a genius, and they just stick out like a sore thumb, and it's just obvious who they are. It could be a guy, a girl, whoever. Sometimes there's two, but there's always one that's like head and shoulders above the other ones. And that's like your upper limit, and then it goes on down all the way through. And so it's something you have to deal with a teacher. And being a teacher is an absolutely special thing that you will never, ever ever regret doing. Believe me, I guarantee you guys that. You got a lot of work ahead of you because some of you guys still got to finish the degree, get the credential, and getting a credential in California is a hard thing. I'll tell you that right now. But it's one of the harder ones. New York State's another hard one too. But the sad thing is there's a lot of hillbilly states that don't even have credentialed teachers. So you can imagine what these kids are learning, right? They're learning that Darwin's theory ain't even correct. You know what I mean? Crazy things like that.
Hey,
all
Don.
right, man. Well, hey, go ahead, Roger. I'm gonna let her go too.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking.
Yeah. I think Angelica would like to join in here in a minute. She had a really good video as well. But I wanted to ask you if you want to mention something about the program we've got going there at Fresno State with Carol Fry Bolin. And who's the guy from Fresno Unified? Brad Huff.
Brad Huff.
Yeah, they've got some programs available for people to get help in passing the CBEST and so on, right?
Exactly. Yeah, what you guys need to do is you need to look up Carol Fry Bolin at Fresno State. She's actually a math professor that I've worked with like this. She's a great lady, super energetic. You can look her up and find her email and just tell her about that. You've got to take some of those tests and everything, and she'll hook you totally up. And they've got all kinds of little seminars where you learn how to take all those tests, because those tests aren't easy. Now, right. Here's where you guys lucked out, I think, is nowadays, I don't think you have to take that whole battery that they used to take. They used to take a whole bunch of different tests. They just cut that out, all a bunch of other ones. So it's a lot easier to do, but still you got to do that. And another thing, I'm glad you mentioned Carol Fry Bolin, guy, Roger. Here's the other thing I forgot to mention, guys. We call it a scholarship, but it's kind of like a stipend. And if you end up taking my class and Natural Science 1A, which you've already taken, you're taking with Roger, and another class you have to take, it's a physical science of some type, a PSI, I don't remember, but everybody has to take it. I know that.
Is that Carl's?
If you end up taking, what's that? No, it's a different one. It's some kind of a science course that all the teachers have to take. It's a one something. Does anybody know what that is, what it's called? Any of you students? Well, you have to take that. If you take those 3 courses, then you get a scholarship, this stipend of $800, okay? $800. So once you complete those courses, they take the $800 and apply it towards your tuition. All right, so that's how that works. And now that's good news too. And I'm trying to work it out, guys, where my Chevron grant, see, I've got a grant from Chevron. That's what's helping me with a lot of this stuff. And I'm trying to add some money to that scholarship too. Absolutely. I'm trying to do that because we need teachers. And what ends up happening, you don't have an official, what we call a concentration. They've kind of eliminated that over there, but you have this little thing attached called a STEM concentration type of thing. And that's the idea of it, that you've taken these classes and you've got this STEM thing. And of course we know how good STEM is, right? Very, very important. Yeah. Good point. You guys look up Carol Fry Bolin. She's in the education department.
I'll try to drop the links to those. There you go. Those in our Canvas. Yeah.
Perfect.
And how many trailers do you have now?
Yeah, good point, Roger. See what I'm telling you, I got all this help, guys. Believe me. Here's another thing I want to tell you is I don't do this by myself at all. I got a killer team. I've got 2 guys at school, Roger and Dave, that have knowledge you wouldn't believe and skills you wouldn't believe. And I've got help in the office and everything. So I got a huge team. Now, here's the beauty. When you guys end up taking my class and becoming a teacher somewhere, wherever you are, I don't care where you are, you get a trailer loaned to you for like a month or 2. And the trailer is just like Don's, full of all kinds of great physics demonstrations. Great stuff from bed and nails to liquid nitrogen to torches, you name it, the whole shoot match, everything I've got in it. And this is what Chevron has provided for me. I've got 6 of them. The 7th one is mine, actually, my bigger one. And you get a trailer that you get at your school. And believe me, I've already been doing this. Now, right now, they're sitting out here at my shop because I can't take them to schools. I actually do have 2 of them out because I have 2 students that are at home, right, Zooming. So I just park the trailer at their house and they're able to do stuff right there. Exactly. But if you take this course so you understand how to teach these lessons, then that's another option you get. is when you end up at a school, I pull that trailer in there and park it. You ought to see the principals. They smile in your ear when they see that stuff, guys. I am not kidding you. You know what? I want you to look up, because this student was both Roger's and my student. Look this guy up. His name is Sean Covert. I think he's in some of those YouTube videos on Fresno State Physics Outreach.
Oh yeah, he's on the Facebook page right now.
There you go. And he is unbelievable. He is unbelievable. This guy is over the top, smart as a whip.
And he came out of this class. He was in this class at City College.
He came out of Roger's class.
Yeah.
He saw, I went in and that's how I got introduced. As Roger had us over, he loved it, took my class too. Oh, he's over the top guy. You ought to see this guy teach. He is unbelievable. And of course, he's had my trailer a couple times, like because he's been at that school a few times. Exactly. And you know what he ended up doing? His principal was so impressed. He had to end up doing lessons in front of the whole school. They brought the whole auditorium in, and he was running like the whole show and everything. And I think Sean we had TV come by one time too. I think Sean.
He's been on TV a couple of times. And what you mentioned about his principal, yeah, he addressed. I remember that post on Facebook. He had 700 students throughout the course of a day.
There you go.
Come and see his presentation.
Yeah. She had a substitute come for his classes for a day or two, like Roger said, and bring any kids and stuff. Yeah. This guy's always up. But you know what? I've had tons of students. We always think of Sean because you know what they call him at the school? Crazy Sean. Yeah. I've had some incredible students. I have one. Her name was Ludi. Okay. Her name is Ludi. She's actually teaching first graders right now. This lady was over the top. She's kind of like Sean, female form. She is unbelievable. They love her at her school too. Unreal. I've gone in that class with them first graders. You got to see her. And first graders, I don't know if you guys know, they're a little bit tougher. See, what happens is the kindergartners aren't too bad. The first part's bad when they're bringing them in and they're taking them away from mommy, right? That kind of sucks. But then they get blended in. They're really loving everything. And they're kind of getting a little cocky, right? By the time they get to first grade, and then once they get to first grade, they're telling on everybody, right? Hey, look at Johnny over there. He's doing this and telling the teacher. They're just always, it's crazy. So first grade, beware. Well, that's good stuff. Now, who else can I talk to? Was Angelica?
Yeah, Angelica's next.
Angelica's coming in?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Angelica.
Hi. So I actually had a question about so currently, I was at Fresno State, but then I came back to City to finish my lower GE because it was a lot cheaper. And so
smart, man. Yeah.
And so my question was this physics 168S.
Right.
Would that be kind of like an elective class, or is that counted towards something towards upper division?
I think it's either way. Okay. The good news is the S. Do you know what the S means?
No.
Yeah, that's a special kind of class. It's called service learning.
Oh, okay.
Special kind of class, service learning. So that's even one step better. The reason is because we go out in the community and do service learning all over the place. Exactly. But yeah, you could count it for, I think, either one.
Oh, okay.
But you'd have to check with the experts on that. Don's not an expert on that. But the bottom line is, Angelica, is you will learn something in 4 or 5 months that you'll never get anywhere else. Believe me, it'll be over the top, and you'll never forget it. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So I currently am working with kindergartners, and they love. We're doing something virtually. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Little Bits. It's from UC Davis, and it's from Snap the Gap. It was mainly for like getting young girls, but we decided to do it with both our male and female students. And so they actually get a paper template, and on Zoom they fold their template and they make little activities with it, and they use circuits. And so we're teaching them how to do like circuits, and they have a battery, and they have to connect the battery to a whole bunch of like other parts. And
very nice.
And yesterday they created like a robot arm, and it opens and it closes where you're able to like pick something up. And so like we have kindergarten all the way up to 4th grade, and even the kindergartners were getting it. It was really interesting, like how much they could learn.
Yeah, that's a great story. Isn't that awesome? And you just feel it, huh? You almost get the chills talking about it because it's so It really is.
Yeah.
When all you guys that have talked about working with little kids, it blows your mind. See, I had always taught college all my life, and I started this probably about 8 or 10 years ago. And I tell you, I was freaked out, man. I go, look at these kindergarten kids. I wish my college kids would learn as fast. It was unreal. It was absolutely unreal. Yeah,
that's Don. I got to tell you, it was more than 10 years ago you started.
It probably was. 10 years is probably 80 years ago. Yeah, I know. You guys wait till you get old. It's just like they say, it goes by quick. It does. Oh,
it goes by quick. Say, one more question, Don. When did you start at Fresno State?
When did I start as a student?
Sure, go ahead.
I started teaching back in the 80s. I was a student back in the early 70s, and I started teaching in the 80s, guys. And what happened was I knew you couldn't make much money teaching. I hate to say it, you guys, that's one thing that's going to happen. Is not a ton of money.
Oh, no. You can make money teaching.
Well, you can't.
You can't make money as a musician.
Oh, that's even a lot worse. See, Roger was going to do that, right?
There you go.
or theater or other things like that, right? There's a lot of them. I agree. I
decided I wanted to eat when I grew up.
There you go. Yeah. Teaching is so fulfilling, though, guys. Unreal, absolutely. But anyway, I got a construction, had my own construction company for years. And then, if you guys are probably too young, but the Bush recession in about 2007, okay, that hit, and boy, the bottom fell out, man. And one of the good news is I'd always taught one class at Fresno State that nobody else wanted to teach at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? This 2A. So I had my foot in the door, right? And I got my foot in the door, and I kind of worked back in, and we were sitting around in a faculty meeting talking about how we don't have enough students. And I said, hey, well, why? I used to go out and show stuff, and Roger did too. I said, I took a couple of junior guys that just got there, Pei-Chun and Da-Ching, and we started going out to schools and doing science. And all of a sudden, Doug goes, guess what? He was our department head. He goes, you can make a class out of this, Don. It's a service learning course. Now, I had to go through a little bit of a seminar to learn how to do it and everything. But then it took off. And here's, you know what the key is, guys? We have quite a few service learning courses at Fresno State. You guess whose is number one? Right here, ours. Number one. They tell us all the time. It's over the top. It's absolutely.
I got to say, that was what, 2008 or 2009 that started happening?
It probably in there, 2009, probably 2010, before we actually got the real thing going. So about 10 years ago, right? I went too bad.
Right.
But anyway, guys.
So I'm seeing some other people here who might want to come in with some questions. Samantha, Madeline, Shanna, Ronwin, Bianca, you guys, Wyatt, you guys don't have any additional questions, maybe?
Samantha, let me talk to you.
Hi.
Where's she at? Show up. Oh, I don't get to see your face. You see my face, Samantha. All right, Samantha, what grade are you going to teach?
I haven't decided. I'm between 2nd and 3rd grade.
Perfect. A lot of you guys said that you haven't decided. That's what this class I teach helps you decide. Because when you've taught pre-K to college and everything in between, you'll get a pretty good feel for it, right? And I'll give you guys an idea. I'm very versatile on the way we do the labs. Even though the labs are signed for Wednesdays and Fridays, we have a lot of additional things you can do too. A lot of additional presentations we do. And just to give you a rough idea, over an entire semester, you have about 60 opportunities to go teaching, 60 of them, right? And you only have to actually do about 15 to get full credit. So that'll give you an idea. So I'm very flexible. If you can't make that and this and that, it all works out. All right. It's not a real rigid thing. Now, and the thing is, you are going to learn how to teach different subjects. Now, Samantha, are you afraid of science, or do you love science?
I'm not afraid of it, and I don't love it. No offense.
No, you're not going to offend me at all. Absolutely. But you don't. Okay, I agree. You don't love it, but you're not afraid of it, or you just don't like it, or what?
How could I explain it? I'm just not like very, very like into it, I guess you could say. Like, it doesn't catch my attention so much.
Okay.
When I was a kid, though, in my science classes, I used to get so excited for the experiments and stuff. And then when I was little, I used to swear I wanted to be a science teacher, all this stuff. And then the older I got,
the harder the science classes got. So I was like, I don't know.
Man, that was a great antidote there. You just told me that was perfect. You know how many times that happens, Samantha, to students? Exactly what you just said. Exactly what you said.
Exactly.
You're excited as young because you just didn't get you trying everything. And the problem is later on, you got, I shouldn't say the word, I better not, crummy science teachers. That's what you got. The science didn't get harder because science is not hard, guys. It is not. You know what's hard? You know what's hard is the English language. That's a nightmare, right? We have 15 words that sound the same and have 15 different meanings, right? I mean, that's why we use mathematics in science. But the same thing happened over and over again, Samantha. You know how many times after people have taken my class that said, Don, if you were my science teacher, I've heard this many times, if you were my science teacher, I would have loved science. Well, you know what? We're going to make you a Don. If you take my class, you will be a science teacher. And I'll tell you, you can teach any subject there is with this methodology, like some of you mentioned, hands-on and everything. We use a lot of methodology, not just one method, but many different ways to do it.
Pardon me, Don.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I tried to put it in a text message on Canvas, but I don't think I succeeded. How many times have you been watching your students present in a classroom and the principal comes up to you and says, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's another very good positive, guys. This is like a major job opportunity for you if you want to be a teacher, right? Because you go to schools, right? And you get up there and you teach, and 9 times out of 10, there'll be a principal or somebody else coming in that room to check it out, right? And like Roger says, that's happened several times.
I've seen it happen.
Yes, sir. There you go. And they'll come up and tap me on the shoulder. They go, who's that? And they'll be talking to him after that. Yeah, you've already got a job. Yeah, at least an offer if you want it, because they love science teachers. Oh my gosh. And absolutely, it's a very good point, Roger. There's a whole nother aspect of that's why it's such a wonderful win-win-win-win course is job opportunity too, big time. And I'll be honest with you guys, I enjoy the country schools the best. The ones out there, oh my gosh. And if anybody thinks you're only going to find the brilliant kids in the Clovis schools and you're not going to find any in Parlier, that's a bunch of horse manure. The kids are all the same. There's geniuses everywhere. There's dummies everywhere. But the level of the teacher and the level of the resources are definitely different. There is no doubt about that, right? They're definitely different. And that is one of the big issues. And if we bring you guys as teachers, you're going to kick back. That's one other thing I should mention, like Roger said, almost always when my teachers end up, because a lot of times they'll ask for recommendations and they get a job at a school somewhere, it's not even 6 months later, the principal's telling me they're the star of the school. Yeah, they're the star. Absolutely.
There's no substitute.
Who can I talk to next that hadn't talked, Roger?
There's no substitute for confidence.
No. That's it. That's exactly right, Roger. Exactly right. That's one of Don's laws of pedagogy too. You'll learn my 5 laws if you take the class too. That's one of them. Absolutely, you have to be confident. If you go in unprepared, you're going to fail. That's a guarantee. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I will let the other people in the chat here volunteer themselves.
Okay.
I know some of them have done outstanding work this semester.
Fantastic.
But I'll let them volunteer themselves. I want to share a little bit. I think it's a good idea.
Who wants to volunteer? Yeah, just share. You guys can share a story with me. Was that Sam? Who told me that story? Good story there. Here we go.
I just wanted to share that it is true what you're saying, that it has to do a lot with the teachers, how they teach their students, even at the upper levels, to capture their attention or not. I came from Mexico, and of course, I didn't speak English at all. And the level of education that I brought from Mexico, it was way higher. When I got here, I started almost in the end of 10th grade. My math was super easy. I could understand the material to do it. I just did not speak the language, but it was very easy. It was very easy. And 6 months later, I was hired to be a TA in my high school without English. So it was, I mean, my English was super broken, but I was able to assist other students, at least in mathematics, because I was what I love the most. And it was more easy to interpret and know this community. But it has to do a lot with the teachers. If our teachers are not motivated or they're not really passionate about their subject, it's hard to transmit it to the students. But when the students feel and know that the teacher knows what he's talking about, and they are drawn to do and get into this subject, get to love it. And I do agree with that. I'm saying on that it has a lot of impact, the teacher, how it managed. I have 3 kids, and I have my 2 little ones. They do hands thing. Even right now, all these things that I've been learning here in this class, I have my girls in back, always watching and seeing. And now that even that I did the lesson plan, they were doing their own, because I did circuits. Now they're doing their own thing, showing to other kids how these things are done. But it has to do with us, how we are gonna project our subjects to the students.
I got a comment to that, Sandra. That was fantastic. Do you know how many other Hispanic female students I've had said the same thing as you? You guys know the metric system, all kinds of stuff in math. Yeah, you guys come, what? This is where you guys are at? Yeah, most of my natural science students are really, really struggling with stuff. Yeah, they have a rough time with it. Absolutely. It is. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, that's great to hear. Great to hear. And you are so, I'll be honest with you, Sandra, whatever class you teach, they're going to be lucky to have you as a teacher. I can already tell. Just a little bit I've interacted with you tonight, I can already tell you're going to be an awesome teacher. Probably an awesome mom too, huh?
Thank you. That's what they say. I asked a small group on my recording for my lesson. I only have half of the group that I usually teach, and I asked them, "What do you think? Would I be a good teacher, a boring teacher?" And they say, "No, you can be a fun teacher," because I like to do many kind of things with them.
Well, I can already tell.
That's what they say now. So
there's no doubt in my mind. Yeah, that's one of Sandra, that's one of the things I ask my students about. It's actually one of my laws of pedagogy. I ask them, do you think that personality and appearance, right, matters when you're a teacher? What do you think? Personality and appearance?
I think the way you are, yes, is going to impact our kids.
Absolutely.
I think as a teacher, what I have learned so far, yes, you have to have that discipline, but in the same time, you have to have that activity and that connection with your kids. Your students, they need to know when teacher says this is this to be done, but also interact with them. I think that's where the balance comes, and they can feel it.
Man, you've got you know why though? I know one of the reasons why. You're a mom. And believe me, Roger and I both get all kinds of students, right? We get fresh, brand new kids out of high school. We get kids that have been around for a long time. I even had no joke, an old truck driver, guys, that became a teacher. Yeah. And he rode a motorcycle and everything, man. Exactly. But your perspective a lot of times, because you've been, I'll tell you what, there's nothing like having kids, guys. You learn a lot about life, man. And the bottom line, you've already got a big jump on a lot of people. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great to hear. That's great. Who else has got something they want to share? Any kind of story like that or anything?
I know some of you have a lot of experience.
That's right.
I saw your videos.
Yeah, tell me about your video, guy. Tell me about what you did in one of your videos.
They're all shy.
Yeah, they are. After you take Dawn's class, you guys will talk as much as Sandra. That's the thing. Now that we're on that subject, and I understand that a lot of you guys are apprehensive to talk, but I'm telling you, I'm dead serious. I'll see a student when I begin my outreach, and they'll be really quiet, right? And it isn't long, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they will. They'll just speak their mind. It's amazing how they develop the skill, and it's not in a bad way. It's not a bad. It's a way to contribute and everything. Because let's face it, guys, that's one of the things I teach as a teacher. You are kind of a performer. You got to get up there in front of people like Sandra's talking about and excite people. I mean, you want your students to come learn. You don't want to make them. That's what I like about college. My students, they always say, Dawn, do you take roll? No, If you guys don't want to come to my class, I'd take you. Go ahead. Fine. Don't come to class. I want people to come to my class, right? That's what you want as a teacher, is you want them to come. My students often tell me, Don, what do you never know what you're going to pull out from behind that desk, right? They even come in there, sit down, and they go, right? That's what you want to do as a teacher, right? You want them to come in and go, what's he going to do? You know who does that to me sometimes? That guy laughing right there. I'll walk in the morning and Roger goes, hey, Don, come over here. Come over here. I'll show you something. He does.
Those are the old days.
Many times, man.
Those old days will come back soon.
They will. I'm dead serious, guys. The science is coming through. This 95% efficacy, that's absolutely huge. I mean, remember, they were talking about 75%. I wasn't going to take the damn vaccine at 75. 95, I won't even hesitate. And we get the healthcare workers. I hate to say it, they're the guinea pigs, really, right? Because we're just going to flood it. Hey, I'll tell you a little secret. I know. Do you know that we have some of that vaccine in Fresno State right now? Now you do that, huh? The only reason I do it, don't tell anybody, is I was talking to the dean yesterday, and it turns out they needed that refrigeration. Roger knows this. They needed that certain refrigeration here in Fresno State, right?
I don't know.
They do have some of that there. Yeah. But anyway, the healthcare worker's going to get it first. I heard good news, Roger. The teachers might be kind of up in line, but we've got to have the students too. We can't just have the teachers.
Is that why you needed the shipment of liquid nitrogen tomorrow?
No, that's still for doing stuff. Yeah, not quite. Good deal. Well, guys, I'm going to run unless anybody's got anything else to do.
No, there's one more student I'd like to perhaps call out if she's willing. Michelle, you got anything to interact with Dawn about?
I know she does.
No, I think she's there, but she's shy.
You don't even want to tell me what grade you're going to teach, Michelle? Hey, maybe I'll see you one day, Michelle.
Yeah.
And you guys can.
Thank you, Dawn, so much for being here and sharing everything with everybody. And thank you, everybody, for sharing with Dawn as well.
Exactly. Very good stories, guys. And I know some of you that didn't talk, you heard some common things there. I know for a fact you did. And I'm telling you, my mission in life, this is my mission now, is to educate teachers to be science teachers. Because if you can teach physics, you can teach any subject. Any subject, I don't care what it is, you can teach it with this methodology. And you will be the over-the-top teacher at the school. They will love you. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Dawn.
You got it, bud.